Of men will have noticeable hair loss by the time they're 35, and many say it's embarrassing and can hurt your self-esteem.
But there are options out there for balding men. Tommy Lee Jones is an advocate for non-surgical hair replacement. He's here to tell us more about this. Welcome. Thank you so much, Tommy, for joining us.
Thank you, and thank you for saying Tommy Lee Jones. That's actually one of my heroes, but I'm Tommy Lee Thomas. So.
Oh, okay,
It's okay.
Oh, Tommy Lee Thomas. Sorry
okay,
about
no worries,
that.
no worries. Thank you for the compliment there. I appreciate
Naturally
that.
came out. So tell us a little bit of, you lost your hair starting at the age of 16, so it can start very young for some people.
Yeah, it can start very young for some people. I was 16 when I started noticing my hair was thinning, and my goal was to be an actor like Tommy Lee Jones, and I wanted to have all my hair, and so I was determined to figure out a way to do that. And so I was fortunate enough to get my hair replaced, you know, between my junior and senior year in high school, so that when I went back to school that next fall, I had all my hair, and no one could tell that it was like a hairpiece, when in fact it was.
Wow, and as we have this discussion with you, we're rolling a video that is on YouTube, you representing this particular company, correct?
Yes, I represent a company called Hair Direct, which they're out of Pennsylvania, and they're an online company. And the thing I like about them is the quality of the product is the very best in the industry.
Now, the difference is miraculous. So they showed the before picture of you and the after. What kind of difference has this made in your life?
You know, it's really helped restore my confidence, because I'm just one of these people that I felt that when I lost my hair at 16, I felt that something was being stripped away from me that I really wanted in my life. It's just one of those things that you want, you don't want to lose. But I realize now it was really a test to overcome that obstacle. So it's just giving me my confidence back. You know, Hair Direct they give a great product for the price, and the customer service is just impeccable. It's the best in the industry. So.
When you say non-surgical hair replacement, exactly what are we talking about here?
We're talking about, well, this ultimately is a very high-end hairpiece, is what it is. And it attaches to my scalp. I can leave it on for 3 weeks at a time, but we're not trying to call it something it's not. It's a hairpiece. But frankly, it's the best, you know, because you can live with it. You know, I can go skiing in it, I can swim in it, I can lift weights in it, I can spend time with my wife in it. All these things, right, that, you know, you could do if you had your real hair. So it's, you know, it's the best.
Do you ever take it off? Or, I mean, how does that work?
Yes, I can take it off any time I want. I just have to, you know, remove it with the different products that we have, you know, but it's you can take it off or leave it on however you want. But it's not like plugs where you can go and mess up your scalp and get your head scarred up.
That's what I was going to ask you. What are some of the benefits of going with this as opposed to like a hair transplant?
Well, I think with this, you avoid getting surgery. With surgery, I've seen some really botched surgeries where their scalp is like horribly scarred up with horrible bumps and all that for like the rest of their life. And I never wanted to go that route because, you know, as an actor, I want to be able to play roles with the hair and without the hair. But if my head's all scarred up, then forget it, right? So this gives the option of being able to go back and forth, you know.
Now, as opposed to baldness, men that, you know, choose not to wear that, do you have any recommendations for them as to why maybe they would want to try this?
Well, I think it's just up to each individual. I mean, you know, I have friends that are, you know, they shave their head completely, and I think that's fine. I think bald can be beautiful for whoever, you know. I'd certainly respect that look. One of my brothers shaves his head. I'm okay with that. But for those people who are feeling that it hurts their self-confidence not to have it, definitely encourage people to consider non-surgical hair replacement as an option to build their confidence. And Hair Direct really is the best in the industry.
Now, last question. Some people start to see the balding early in age. So like, you know, you started at 16. However, there may be some men who are 40 years old and they have a great head of hair and they think, you know what, I'm not going to get affected. However, they can still be affected by balding. Oh,
absolutely. You know, just because you turn 40 years old doesn't give you a pass that you're automatically going to have your hair for the rest of your life. I mean, I've seen people that were 40 that had a full head of hair. By the time they were 55, they were like practically bald. So, you know, this is an option for everyone, no matter how old you are.
All right, well, obviously tons of more questions about price, everything. That information is on your screen. You can go to that website or call that number and get all the answers. Unfortunately, we don't have more time to discuss it, but anything you need to know is right there. And Tommy, we would love to thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Very informative. You look fabulous.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry to say, it takes like 10 years off your life.
Thank you.
It really does, doesn't it?
Yes, thank you, Tommy Lee Thomas. Now you do look like Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh. Thank you. Thank you.
No, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned. We have much more for you coming up after the break.